Live from the K2D4Network.com studios, it's Dan Hohlfeld.
Diabetes.
Welcome back to the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. It is Tuesday, January 22nd, 2019. And we are here live every Tuesday, 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. So, yeah, we just talked about this China social credit, very Orwellian stuff there, ladies and gentlemen. But let's go into some NASA stuff, right? Rain spotted on Saturn's moon Titan. And now I want to touch upon this real quick. I'm not going to go into this depth too much, but this is important for the disclosure initiative that we're all trying to get at here. This picture was taken from the Cessna spacecraft that crashed into Saturn. And before it crashed, it took this picture of Titan, one of Saturn's moons. This was in June 2016, but they finally just released it. So basically they're saying now that there's rain and clouds on this moon, but they say it's methane rain if you look closely here. So again, one of those things, bring out a little disclosure and then pull back. If there's rain, it's methane rain. But one step closer to letting the public know that, yeah, there is life out there. And that brings me to the moon news. Everybody complains, or there's a few people complaining about me ripping into NASA and all that, but it's got to be called out for what it is. Just a big front. No one has set foot on the moon in almost 50 years. That could soon change. Working with companies and other space agencies, NASA is planning to build a moon-orbiting space station and a permanent lunar base. Great! I'm all for that. Let's get this thing started. The only thing is this timetable is really slow. I broke this whole thing down here, so I'm not going to go through that. But basically, by the year 2023, they want to be orbiting around the moon. That's 4 to 5 years. So it's like, why wasn't this stuff getting perfected on the ground already so they could just go like right now or maybe next year? No, they're going to take 4 to 5 years yet. Then they're going to be orbiting around the moon. Then at 2024, they want to start building a space station called Gateway that's going to orbit around the moon. Well, it's like, why are we taking so damn long? It's like this whole disclosure initiative is just slow. And then by 2028, they want to actually start landing on the moon. That's 9 years from now. 9 years they're talking about starting to finally land on the moon and start building bases. It says lunar ice could be mined and converted to air, water, and even rocket fuel. So there are little hints of disclosure in there that, hey, we can be self-sufficient up there. But why take so long? And, oh man. Lunar bases. So this is interesting here. So thus far, NASA has shown a strong, Thus far, NASA hasn't shown a strong interest in building the lunar bases, preferring to leave that job to the international and commercial partners once lunar landers and Gateway are up and running. So here's the deal.
I'm a man.
NASA is going to use the private sector to get to the moon, and then NASA wants to use the private sector. NASA doesn't want to worry about building moon bases. They're going to leave that to the private sector. Why do we need NASA at all? Let's just cut out NASA and have the whole thing be private sector. That's what's going to happen because they obviously can't handle the job. The European Space Agency has long promoted the idea of a collaborative international moon village that would serve as a hub for science missions, mining expeditions, and even tourism. But such a village remains conceptual for now. Yeah, it's all conceptual. And then this just came out, this next article came out today. I had to show this, so I quickly had to read through it, folks. But Europe wants to mine the moon by 2025. European Space Agency reveals plans that could spark a new space race. European Space Agency revealed it has signed up rocket maker Ariane Group to develop plans. Project will examine the possibility of going to the moon before 2025 and starting work there. So here we go. NASA, you're going to be so slow about everything. Europe's going to take it up a notch. So we're going to have China, Europe, US, and probably Russia. We're all going to be competing and have this big space race again. Because and it's almost like, how far is the US going to tip their hand? Because they're not going to want to let, Europe go to the moon before the US officially with bases. So how long before they tip their hand? And they talk about their aim is to mine the regolith on the lunar surface. That's basically the moon rock dust there, which could be used to create rocket fuel. Again, self-sustaining. European Space Agency says in the long term, resources in space may be used on Earth. So there you go, folks. It's beginning. This released today. The other article I just read to you, this was last week. It was January 4th. That was a while ago. So there you go. So NASA has a slow timetable. Europe's going to step it up. And this is good competition. This is healthy competition to make sure that these companies remain in check and do their part to get everything going.